Imagine a place where the rhythm of life still beats to the ancient drum of tradition, where the wisdom of ancestors shapes every sunrise, and the very landscape whispers tales of millennia. Now picture the stark contrast of a gleaming, ultramodern, electric vehicle, a marvel of Silicon Valley ingenuity, silently gliding into this timeless setting. How do these two seemingly disparate worlds, one rooted in profound cultural heritage, the other accelerating at the dizzying pace of technological innovation meet? This isn't just a hypothetical thought experiment. It's a living, evolving reality playing out in remote corners of our planet, challenging our preconceived notions of progress and tradition. For many, technology symbolizes advancement, a relentless march forward. We are accustomed to its ubiquitous presence, from the smartphones in our pockets to the smart homes that anticipate our needs. Yet beyond the bustling metropolises and interconnected suburbs lie communities where the digital pulse barely registers, or where its arrival is met with a complex blend of anticipation and apprehension. These are often indigenous communities, custodians of unique languages, ceremonies, and ways of life that have endured for centuries, often in geographic isolation. The very notion of introducing a high-tech artifact like an electric car, a symbol of hyper-modernity, into such an environment immediately sparks a fascinating inquiry. What happens when the future arrives, not through gradual diffusion, but as a sudden, undeniable presence, embodying a world far removed from daily experience? Consider the Apache lands, vast and steeped in history, where the connection to the earth is not merely philosophical, but an intrinsic part of identity. In such a place, the hum of an electric motor might initially sound alien against the desert wind or the rustle of sagebrush. Yet, this encounter is more than a mere juxtaposition of old and new. It represents a profound juncture. It forces us to confront questions about access, equity, and the very definition of progress. Is progress universally beneficial, or does it carry unforeseen consequences for those whose lives are deeply interwoven with ancestral practices? How does a community, which has meticulously preserved its heritage through generations, integrate a technology that fundamentally alters mobility, communication, and perhaps even the very concept of resource management? This unique convergence compels us to look beyond the surface-level novelty and delve into the deeper implications. It invites us to explore the intricate dance between preservation and adaptation, between the imperative to honor the past and the undeniable pull of the future. The arrival of advanced technology in such a context is not simply about providing a tool. It is about opening a dialogue, a bridge between worldviews. It raises critical questions about how technological advancements can be introduced in a culturally sensitive manner, ensuring they serve to empower rather than erode, to strengthen rather than diminish. This scenario, where cutting-edge innovation steps into a realm defined by enduring traditions, challenges us to rethink our understanding of interconnectedness, revealing that the impact of technology extends far beyond its immediate function, touching the very heart of identity and community. It is a story not just about a machine, but about the human spirit navigating the currents of change, seeking to find harmony in unexpected convergences. The scenario of an electric vehicle arriving in a traditional Apache community serves as a powerful lens through which to examine a broader global phenomenon, the uneven distribution of technological advancement and its profound, often unexpected, effects on diverse cultures. It compels us to consider how communities, long defined by their unique heritage and connection to specific landscapes, perceive and interact with tools forged in a radically different paradigm. We will explore the complex tapestry of challenges and opportunities that arise when the digital age intersects with ancient wisdom, delving into the ways such encounters can reshape individual lives and collective destinies, prompting a re-evaluation of what truly constitutes progress for all of humanity. To truly grasp the significance of this intersection, we must first understand the historical context that has shaped the relationship between indigenous communities and external technological shifts. For centuries, many indigenous peoples have experienced contact with external forces primarily through colonization, which often brought not just new tools, but also profound disruptions to their social structures, economies, and traditional ways of life. Early technologies introduced, from firearms to agricultural implements, were frequently tied to processes of land dispossession or forced assimilation. This historical backdrop has fostered a cautious, often wary, approach to new external introductions, including modern technologies. The concept of the digital divide, while often framed in contemporary terms of internet access, has deeper roots in this historical disparity of access and control over resources, including information and the means of its transmission. Indigenous communities, often situated in remote geographical areas, have historically faced significant infrastructural barriers to accessing modern amenities, from reliable electricity to telecommunications networks. This isolation, while preserving unique cultural practices and ecological knowledge, also created a chasm in terms of access to the very tools that define modern global connectivity. The lack of robust infrastructure means that even if a community desires to integrate new technologies, the fundamental prerequisites, such as stable power grids or high-speed internet, are often absent. This historical context of limited access, combined with past experiences of imposed change, underscores why the arrival of a high-tech artifact is rarely a simple transaction, but rather a moment laden with historical weight and complex implications for self-determination and cultural integrity. Understanding these historical layers is crucial to appreciating the nuanced challenges and opportunities presented by technological integration today. Delving deeper into the actual mechanisms and impacts, what does technological integration truly mean in the context of indigenous communities? It extends far beyond merely receiving a piece of equipment. It encompasses the adaptation, utilization, and often the reimagination of technology to serve specific community needs and cultural values. Take, for instance, the implementation of solar power in remote tribal lands. While a seemingly straightforward technological solution for energy independence, its success hinges on community involvement in planning, training for maintenance, and ensuring it aligns with traditional land stewardship practices. Similarly, the introduction of internet connectivity isn't just about laying fiber optic cables. It's about developing digital literacy programs that respect oral traditions, creating culturally relevant online content, and establishing community-controlled data centers to protect sensitive information. Numerous examples illustrate both the promise and pitfalls. In some Arctic communities, drones are being used to monitor caribou herds, blending ancient knowledge of animal migration with modern aerial surveillance. In others, mobile applications are being developed to revitalize endangered indigenous languages, transforming smartphones into powerful tools for cultural preservation, allowing elders to record stories that younger generations can access anywhere. However, challenges persist. The high cost of advanced technology, coupled with limited economic resources in many indigenous communities, often creates a significant barrier to entry. Furthermore, maintaining complex systems in remote areas, where specialized technicians and spare parts are scarce, presents ongoing logistical hurdles. Even seemingly beneficial technologies can fail if they are not culturally appropriate, or if their implementation overlooks existing social structures. For example, a telehealth system might be technically sound, but ineffective if it doesn't account for traditional healing practices or community trust dynamics. Ultimately, successful technological integration is not about imposing solutions, but about co-creating them, empowering communities to leverage innovation on their own terms, transforming tools of progress into instruments of self-determination and cultural resilience. The broader implications of technology's intersection with indigenous cultures extend far beyond practical applications, touching the very fabric of identity, economy, and social well-being. A central question that arises is how technology impacts cultural identity. Does it erode or strengthen it? While some fear that globalizing technologies might dilute unique traditions, the reality is often far more nuanced. In many cases, technology has become a powerful tool for cultural revitalization and preservation. Digital archives, for example, allow communities to record and share oral histories, sacred songs, and traditional ceremonies, ensuring their survival for future generations, even as elders pass on. Language learning apps and online platforms are breathing new life into indigenous languages, making them accessible to a wider audience and fostering intergenerational learning. Economically, technology can bridge vast geographical distances, opening up new markets for traditional arts, crafts, and ecotourism ventures, allowing communities to generate income while maintaining their cultural integrity. Indigenous entrepreneurs can leverage e-commerce platforms to sell their unique products globally, circumventing traditional intermediaries and retaining a larger share of the profits. Socially, advancements in telehealth can provide critical medical services to remote areas, improving health outcomes and reducing the need for costly travel. Online education platforms can offer specialized courses from vocational training to higher education, empowering individuals with new skills without requiring them to leave their homelands and cultural support networks. This fosters a sense of technological sovereignty, where communities not only access technology but also control its development and deployment to serve their distinct needs and aspirations, ensuring that innovation is a tool for empowerment rather than assimilation. The goal is not merely to bring technology to these communities, but to enable them to shape technology in ways that reinforce their unique cultural pathways. Despite the profound benefits and opportunities, the integration of technology into indigenous communities is not without its share of challenges, myths, and controversies. One pervasive myth is the notion that technology is inherently destructive to tradition, a force that inevitably erodes cultural practices and values. This viewpoint often overlooks the agency of indigenous peoples, who actively adapt and repurpose technologies to serve their specific cultural goals. As we've seen, technology can be a powerful instrument for preservation and revitalization, not solely an agent of disruption. However, genuine challenges do exist. A significant controversy revolves around the approach to technological introduction. Should it be imposed from external entities, or must it be community-led and self-determined? History is replete with examples of well-intentioned, but ultimately harmful interventions, leading to a savior complex where external actors assume they know what is best for a community, without genuine consultation or respect for existing governance structures. This can lead to technological solutions that are ill-suited, unsustainable, or even culturally inappropriate. Furthermore, practical obstacles abound. Data privacy and ownership are critical concerns, particularly when sensitive cultural information is digitized or shared online. There's also the risk of cultural appropriation, where traditional knowledge is exploited by external entities for commercial gain, without proper recognition or benefit to the originating community. The digital divide persists not just in terms of access, but also in digital literacy, requiring extensive training and support that is often underfunded. Moreover, the environmental impact of e-waste in communities with limited waste management infrastructure is a growing concern. Ethical considerations for tech companies engaging with indigenous communities must therefore go beyond mere donations. They must prioritize genuine partnerships, respect for intellectual property, and a commitment to long-term sustainability that aligns with the community's vision for its own future, rather than a predetermined external agenda. As we bring this exploration to a close, it becomes clear that the relationship between cutting-edge technology and ancient indigenous cultures is far from simple. It is a complex, nuanced, and continuously evolving dialogue. There is no single, universal answer to how these two worlds should intertwine, as each community holds unique values, histories, and aspirations. The future is not about forcing a choice between preserving the past and embracing the present. Rather, it is about finding innovative ways to integrate them, allowing tradition to inform technological adoption and innovation to strengthen cultural resilience. The story of a young person in a remote community receiving an unexpected gift of advanced technology, like an electric vehicle, serves as a powerful symbol for these broader global shifts. It encapsulates the sudden arrival of possibility, the bridging of vast divides, and the profound emotional impact of seeing one's world expand in unimaginable ways. It underscores that dreams are not confined by geography or circumstance, and that even in the most secluded corners of the world, transformative events can unfold, sparking hope and opening new pathways. Ultimately, this journey through the intersection of technology and tradition reinforces the immense value of curiosity, urging us to look beyond superficial differences and delve into the deeper human experiences that connect us all. It reminds us that true progress is measured not just by technological advancement, but by how effectively we empower all communities to define their own futures, honoring their heritage while embracing the tools that can help them thrive in an ever-changing world. The ongoing narrative of technology meeting tradition is a testament to human adaptability, creativity, and the enduring quest for a future that is both innovative and deeply rooted. The unfolding narrative of technology meeting tradition prompts a deeper contemplation of what truly constitutes forward momentum for humanity. Beyond the mere delivery of advanced tools, an increasingly vital aspect centers on the emergence of indigenous-led innovation. This paradigm shift moves beyond simply adapting external technologies to local contexts. It embraces the idea that communities themselves, drawing on millennia of ancestral knowledge and a profound understanding of their unique environments, can become the architects of their own technological solutions. Imagine, if you will, a scenario where the insights gleaned from sustainable land management, passed down through countless generations, are integrated directly into the design of next-generation renewable energy systems, making them not just efficient, but also ecologically harmonious. This is not a distant fantasy. It is a burgeoning reality where indigenous engineers, scientists, and cultural practitioners are collaborating to develop bespoke technologies that address specific community needs while simultaneously upholding deeply held values. This approach fundamentally redefines who is considered an innovator, shifting the locus of creation from distant urban centers to the very heart of traditional homelands. Furthermore, this reciprocal exchange of knowledge holds immense potential for global technological advancement. Consider the profound wisdom embedded within indigenous agricultural practices, which have sustained vibrant ecosystems and diverse food sources for centuries without the reliance on industrial chemicals. Now picture how these principles of biodiversity, resilience, and cyclical resource management could inform the development of more sustainable artificial intelligence algorithms for climate modeling, or even bio-inspired robotics designed to interact gently with fragile environments. When the analytical rigor of modern science converges with the holistic understanding of interconnectedness inherent in indigenous worldviews, entirely new pathways to innovation emerge. This is a powerful counter-narrative to the conventional, unidirectional flow of technology from the so-called developed world to developing regions. Instead, it posits a two-way street, where indigenous communities are not merely recipients of solutions, but active contributors to a global repository of knowledge, offering insights that could help address some of humanity's most pressing challenges. from ecological restoration to sustainable urban planning. Consequently, the very definition of progress is being reshaped in these dynamic encounters. No longer is it solely measured by economic growth or the speed of digital transformation. Instead, a more inclusive vision of progress recognizes the preservation of cultural diversity, the health of ecosystems, and the well-being of communities as equally vital metrics. When a community chooses to implement a satellite internet system, for instance, not just for convenience but specifically to enable elders to share traditional stories with a wider audience, or to facilitate language revitalization programs, that is progress. When an electric vehicle is adopted, not merely for its zero emissions, but because it allows community members to access distant healing ceremonies without disturbing the sacred landscape, that too is progress. This nuanced understanding emphasizes that technology is a tool, and its ultimate value is determined by how it serves human flourishing in its broadest sense, respecting the tapestry of human experience rather than flattening it into a monolithic ideal. It challenges us all to consider the ethical stewardship of technology on a global scale. This reevaluation extends to the responsibilities of global tech entities and governments. Beyond philanthropic gestures or one-off donations, a deeper commitment is required, one focused on long-term capacity building, genuine partnership, and fostering an environment where indigenous communities have true agency over their technological futures. This entails investing in localized education and training programs that empower community members to not only operate, but also to maintain, troubleshoot, and even innovate with technology. It means supporting the development of open-source tools and platforms that are adaptable to specific cultural contexts and linguistic diversity. Moreover, it necessitates legal frameworks that protect indigenous intellectual property and traditional knowledge in the digital realm, ensuring that the benefits of technological integration are shared equitably and that cultural heritage is safeguarded from exploitation. This collaborative approach fosters self-reliance and ensures that technological advancements genuinely empower communities, rather than creating new forms of dependency. Consider the profound implications for intergenerational knowledge transfer within these communities. In many traditional societies, knowledge has historically been passed down orally, through storytelling, ceremonies, and hands-on apprenticeship. The advent of digital tools presents both a challenge and an extraordinary opportunity. Young people, often digital natives, can become vital bridges, leveraging technology to record, preserve, and disseminate the wisdom of their elders in new accessible formats. Conversely, elders can guide the ethical and culturally appropriate application of these new tools, ensuring that technology serves to reinforce, rather than undermine, the continuity of cultural identity. This dynamic creates a powerful synergy, where the ancient roots of wisdom intertwine with the rapidly evolving branches of innovation, ensuring that future generations inherit a rich cultural legacy alongside the tools necessary to thrive in an increasingly interconnected world. This is not merely about adapting to change. It is about actively shaping it, ensuring that the future is built upon a foundation of respect, reciprocity, and shared wisdom. Reflecting on this journey so far, where the vibrant tapestry of enduring heritage meets the relentless currents of modern innovation, a more intricate understanding begins to unfurl before us. What initially might appear as a stark juxtaposition of disparate realities, the quiet wisdom of ancestral ways encountering the dynamic pulse of technological ingenuity, reveals itself, upon closer examination, as a profound and evolving dialogue. We have navigated the historical contours that shape such encounters, moving beyond simplistic narratives to appreciate the deep-seated complexities and the often unforeseen ripples that spread outward from these convergences. It is a testament to the human spirit's remarkable capacity for adaptation, not merely to external forces, but to the internal reimagining of self and community in the face of transformative shifts. This multifaceted examination compels us to consider how the very notion of progress is being redefined in the crucible of these interactions. It's no longer solely about the speed of advancement or the scale of economic output, but rather about the careful cultivation of well-being, the resilience of cultural identity, and the harmonious stewardship of our shared planet. The introduction of novel tools into environments steeped in ancient practices necessitates a delicate balance, a mindful negotiation between preserving invaluable legacies and embracing new pathways that unlock unprecedented opportunities. What emerges is a recognition that true empowerment stems not from passive reception, but from active participation, from communities themselves becoming the architects of their own technological destinies, weaving innovation into the fabric of their unique worldviews. The insights gleaned from this exploration underscore a vital paradigm shift. The flow of knowledge is not, and perhaps never truly was, unidirectional. When external ingenuity meets indigenous wisdom, a fertile ground for reciprocal learning is formed, promising solutions that are not only technologically sound, but also culturally resonant and ecologically sustainable. The challenges, often rooted in historical inequities and persistent misconceptions, are real, yet they also serve as catalysts for deeper ethical considerations. It compels us to scrutinize the very intentions behind technological introduction, demanding genuine partnership over paternalistic gestures and prioritizing self-determination over imposed solutions. The ongoing discourse surrounding these intersections highlights the critical need for a collaborative ethos, fostering an environment where innovation genuinely serves to fortify, rather than diminish, the rich diversity of human experience. This intricate dance between preservation and transformation, between the deeply rooted and the rapidly unfolding, paints a compelling portrait of humanity's evolving relationship with its own creations. It invites us to consider how the digital age, with all its power to connect and disseminate, can become a formidable ally in the revitalization of languages, the safeguarding of traditional knowledge, and the economic empowerment of communities historically marginalized. The generational bridge, often illuminated by the digital fluency of younger members, becomes a vibrant conduit for transmitting ancient wisdom into contemporary forms, ensuring that the stories and practices of the past continue to resonate with relevance in the future. It's a powerful testament to the enduring human capacity for ingenuity, not just in building machines, but in building bridges between worlds, fostering understanding across divides, and forging a path forward that honors both heritage and aspiration. As we draw these complex threads together, it becomes profoundly clear that the narrative of technology's encounter with tradition is far from complete. It is an ongoing saga, rich with lessons and brimming with potential. The moments when these seemingly disparate realms converge are not merely points of contact, but rather dynamic spaces of co-creation where the future is being shaped by hands that reach both backward into time and forward into possibility. This journey through varied perspectives, from the deeply personal to the broadly societal, prepares us to embrace a concluding reflection that transcends the immediate and resonates with the universal spirit of human endeavor. The journey we have undertaken, exploring the profound intersection where the ancient echoes of tradition meet the vibrant hum of modern innovation, culminates not in a definitive answer, but in a deeper, more nuanced understanding of humanity's ongoing story. What might initially appear as a stark juxtaposition, symbolized by a gleaming electric vehicle arriving in a landscape shaped by millennia of ancestral wisdom, is in fact a powerful catalyst for reimagining our collective future. It is a testament to the enduring resilience of cultures, the boundless potential of human ingenuity, and the critical need for a more holistic vision of progress. This convergence is not merely about the transfer of technology, but about the profound recalibration of perspectives, where the seemingly disparate can find common ground in the pursuit of well-being and a sustainable existence. At its core, this narrative dismantles the simplistic notion that progress is a linear, unidirectional path solely defined by technological advancement or economic metrics. Instead, it illuminates a richer, more complex tapestry where true advancement is measured by the flourishing of diverse cultures, the health of our shared planet, and the empowerment of all communities to chart their own destinies. The stories emerging from these intersections reveal that innovation is not solely the domain of laboratories and tech hubs. It resides equally within the profound ecological knowledge, the adaptive wisdom, and the communal spirit that have sustained indigenous peoples for generations. When these two wellsprings of ingenuity converge, they don't merely coexist. They intermingle, sparking entirely new forms of creativity and problem-solving that are both cutting-edge and deeply rooted. The profound insight here is that the future is not something that happens to us, but something we collectively create. For too long, the narrative of technological progress has been dictated by a singular, often Western-centric, viewpoint, overlooking the vast reservoirs of knowledge and alternative paradigms held by indigenous communities. The challenge, and indeed the immense opportunity, lies in fostering genuine reciprocity, a two-way exchange where modern science can inform sustainable practices, and ancient wisdom can guide the ethical application of new technologies. This demands a humility from external actors, a willingness to listen, learn, and collaborate, moving beyond philanthropic gestures to truly empower communities to wield technological tools in ways that reinforce their identity, revitalize their languages, and strengthen their self-determination. It is about co-designing solutions that resonate culturally and endure environmentally. The enduring impact of such encounters, symbolized by the quiet arrival of an electric car in a remote village, extends far beyond the immediate utility of the object itself. It becomes a powerful metaphor for connection, a tangible bridge across perceived divides, and a beacon of possibility that can inspire not just individuals, but entire generations. It underscores that dreams are not confined by geographic boundaries or socioeconomic status. They are universal, capable of igniting hope and catalyzing change in the most unexpected corners of our world. The profound emotional resonance of such a moment reminds us that at the heart of all progress lies the human element, our capacity for wonder, our inherent drive to learn, and our deep-seated desire to create a better future, not just for ourselves, but for our communities and for the generations yet to come. Thus, the ongoing dialogue between technology and tradition invites a continuous reflection on what it truly means to be human in an increasingly interconnected world. It is a call to cultivate not just technological literacy, but also cultural empathy, to recognize the intrinsic value in every unique way of life, and to understand that true